Okay, so everybody get your pens and pencils out. I'm going to use black because it's probably the easiest for everyone to see, but you guys can use any color that you want. Right now I'm using an iPad, but you can of course use your paper and pen. I'm using a program called Procreate. It's a really inexpensive, awesome program. If you have an iPad, it's great to play around with. And I'm using an Apple Pencil. So right now I'm just gonna draw Frank and you guys can follow along with me. I'll kind of tell you what I'm doing as I go. And I guess, Robert, if there's any questions, let me know because I'm just seeing my screen right now. So I usually start drawing Frank with, oops, a little mountain. Head starts, it's a little mountain there. So if you guys want to kind of do that, go for it. Then at this side, I'll kind of come down here and make a little loop, bring it back up. I'll do the same thing here on the other side, kind of bring a little loop, bring it back up. And definitely does not have to be perfect. That's kind of the fun thing about Frank is he's lopsided and all wonky sometimes. And then right around here, kind of the end of the hand, I'll start a line, I'll bring it down, go like that. And kind of do the same thing on the other side over here. And then it's time for the feet. So I'll kind of do a little loop, bring it around, kind of like that. Bring it up to about here. And then I do the same thing on the other side, kind of wonky foot, bring it up here, kind of connect them with a line right there. Now it's time to do the face, which is always my favorite part. Kind of just do two little circles for the eyes. And the mouth can always be whatever you want. It can be flat line or it can be kind of wonky, but I always like a smile that makes me the happiest. So go for a smile if you want. Make a little oval around it. Got a little happy Frank. Hope everyone's is looking good. Then I go in, I do little Frank Ape nipples. Then the belly button, little line under. I guess he has an innie. I'll do his toes. He has 3 kind of big toes, so do 2 lines there on each side. All right, so there we got Frank without his fur. Now it's time to come in and start the fur lines. So usually for the first, I start at the head. So I'll start kind of do a little semicircle of fur lines, kind of going around the top like this. That's usually how I started off. And then as I go down, they get a little less angled. They're facing more kind of down as opposed to angled inward. Go like that. You could do a couple in between his eyes if you like that. And then I just kind of work my way down. If they meet the mouth, that's cool. You can just kind of stop them right here at the top of the mouth. Keep going. This is the fun part. You can almost get into a mindful state of meditation as you do this. So bringing the lines down. And keep going. So this part, it's just flowing with his body shape. So as his arms go down, the lines go down. And if you draw him with his arms curved, you kind of just follow the shape of the body and you kind of curve the lines of the fur along with the lines of his limbs. And if you want to do a little more advanced hand here, I'm just gonna, whoops, wrong eraser. I'm gonna erase this hand here really quick and just show you guys if you want to do his fingers, you can do it like this. Start with the thumb, then 1 finger, 2, and 3. You can kind of smooth it out if you want. There you go. You can do the same thing on the other side if you like, and you definitely don't have to do that. Kind of, I imagine that his hands are being covered by his fur if I don't do the fingers. And I definitely draw him a lot without his fingers, but that's how you can do it if you'd like to. Connect it like that. Now we're just going to continue with the fur lines. I wish I could see how your guys was coming along, but I guess I'll see after. You can take your time with the fur lines. I'm kind of speeding it through just so I have enough time to show you guys. And like I said, it definitely does not have to be perfect. And when I get to the bottom, sometimes I wonder if I should do one more line of fur or not. So sometimes I'll just kind of do a little one. I'll flare it out at the bottom, almost like he has fur bell bottoms on. Okay. Almost done. A little fur bell bottom at the bottom. And then you got a Frank. And if you want, you can give him little happy headlines like that, a little spidey sense. And sometimes, just to make them look a little more 3D, I can give a little shadow on the bottom. So if you want to do that, you start kind of right at his feet here. You kind of take one line, arch it, and kind of connect the toes like that. You can kind of do another line back here, connect the toes, or excuse me, connect the heels, and color it in. So just kind of color it in. You can make it black or gray or any color you want, really. And this will create a little shadow underneath him, give him a little more depth. All right, so there you go. That is Frank.
Awesome.
I hope everyone's else looks awesome as well, and I'm sure it does. I can't wait to see them all.